What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And this one is, who is Graham McTavish playing in House of the Dragon? Ever since he was casted, people have speculated who this man would be in this show. Many people came up with many different theories, but after these leaked footage, these leaked set photos that we have recently got, I think it's crystal clear who this man is playing. The dragon is definitely out of the bag, so to say. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly who he's playing. What up to all my thugs, nerds, freaks, and geeks? You're now rocking with the best of Don Tony Teflon. And if you can, please subscribe and click that bell so you can be notified anytime I drop a new video. Also, thumbs up this video. That is the only way the algorithm for YouTube is triggered, and by doing so, it allows the search engine to put this out and more people to see this channel and more people to make this channel grow. So if you truly want to help, a thumbs up goes a long way in the success of that. It's free, doesn't cost you a thing, and is truly appreciated by your boy right here. So who is Graham McTavish playing? Listen, a lot of speculation went through this. We have these brand new pictures. You could see it right on the thumbnail and in the video of that were leaked from the set. And I think it's pretty obvious who he's playing. But instead of just telling you right off the bat who it is, let's go through all the candidates that people have came up with. First up is Lionel Strong. Now, Lionel Strong is a large, balding man. Well, I can see why people would think he would fit that role just because of that. With a reputation as a warrior, he serves as both Master of Law and Hand of the King to King Viserys. He is also the Lord of Harrenhal. Now, the fact that we all know that Harrenhal is the most famous place in all of Westeros for having its curse, it probably won't be a surprise if you heard that he wouldn't be around longer than season 1. Next up, people claim that he possibly could be Boros Baratheon. Now, the Lord of Storm End, at the time of the dance, the temperamental Boros Baratheon was another guy with a reputation as a warrior. So we're definitely looking at warrior type people for this person due to his physical size. I do believe he's 6'3", so obviously it would make sense if he was someone who was definitely a warrior. Now, during the Dance of Dragons, Rhaenyra assumes that Boros will side with her and support her blacks since his father supported her claim to the Iron Throne. But is that the way it goes, or isn't it the way it goes? I will not say, because I do not want to spoil things for people who have not read the books. Now, a lot of people also thought that he could be playing Cregan Stark. Now, this always struck me a little bit odd, because if you look at the age of this actor compared to the age of Cregan, Cregan is much, much younger than him. Listen, we have seen people de-age in movies all the time. Robert Downey Jr., they did it to him, and it looks okay. We've seen it happen, but I don't know if they would do it. Could they just change the age of this person? I think it would ruin the character. Now, Cregan does sign with Rhaenyra and the Backs, but he does so for a marriage pact. And he appears at the start of the conflict, but we really get to see what he's all about when the war is officially over. So I don't know how far past they will go with the Dance of Dragons when the war is over, if they will do all that. I don't know if they plan on doing all that, so I don't think that he would play this role for that reason. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that this man could be playing Tywin Lannister, master of the ships under King Viserys. Tywin Lannister was one of the first to suggest, after the king dies, that Aegon and his greeds need not heed the king's wishes to seat his daughter on the Iron Throne. Now, he becomes an important member of the Greens and goes through a lot of trials before the story is over. Now, that would mean that McTavish would have a whole bunch of great scenes. And for an actor of his ilk, it would be great to see him in all of them if he was playing Tywin Lannister. I don't think it's going to be that. and I'll tell you why before we get to the end. Also, I heard people speculate that he was Lyman's Beesbury. Now, Lyman also served as King Viserys' small council member, and unlike Tywin Lannister, he is very much against putting someone other than Rhaenyra on the Iron Throne. And the reason why he does this is pretty obvious, because this is what the king wanted before the king passed away. So he just wants to respect the king's wishes. Now, I'm not going to give you all the details, but he plays a very important role. A very quick role, but a very important one. I think that this person may be a little, I should say, too old and doesn't fit the build that he would have to be for this guy to play him. So that's why I'm not really keen on him playing this character. Now, those are all the main people that I've heard this person playing. I also heard, a little chatter out there that maybe he's playing Jasper Wild, or maybe Bartholomew Celtigar. At the end of the day, when we look at all of it, I can't see him playing any of these characters. Now, when you see this photo, it's pretty clear if you zoom in the hands of exactly who this man is playing. When we look at the armor on the horse and everything, we could see that there is a Targaryen sigil all the way on the bottom. So when we look at that, we also see in these spy photos the young actresses playing Rhaenyra in these photos, right? When you put all of this stuff together and you look at it, there's only one person he could be playing, and that is Sir Harold Westerling. Sir Harold Westerling is, at this particular time, the Lord Commander of the King's Guard under King Viserys, who is sitting the Iron Throne at the beginning of the story. So it seems that he will be there mostly in flashback scenes when they show him. He won't be with the main cast during the main story. He is one of the oldest members of the King's Guard, meaning that he was on the King's Guard for an extremely long time. Not that he's old. Now, he is old at this particular time. He's not the fighter that he used to be. And since this is a really big, long time piece, his job at this particular time was being a glorified bodyguard. No more than that. And that did not really sit well with him. He's a warrior. He wants to be out there fighting. But in all honesty, there were no fights to be had at this particular time. So he was nothing more than a glorified bodyguard. And who was he a bodyguard for? Well, he was a bodyguard for Rhaenyra Targaryen, who we see in the spy photos as a child on the same exact set. So listen, I'm not saying I'm smart. I don't think we had to call in Matlock for this one, or Columbo. I mean, if we have the young person playing Rhaenyra right here, and we also have him in the same scene with them, we can see the dragon kiss going on here and everything else in these scenes. It's pretty obvious who the man is playing. And we don't have a lot of background on him. I don't think he's mentioned one time in the Song of Ice and Fire books. He does have some quick mentions in the House of Fire and Blood, but we don't really have a lot to go on. We know a little bit about his history, but we don't know a lot about him. So I think he'll be more fleshed out in this series than what we've seen in the book so far. And that is another great reason why it's great to have George R.R. Martin himself working on this, because he would be the one who would have the history, who would know how he wants this person presented and everything else. So it'll be great to see that whole situation and how it goes down with him and that guy playing this character. I would think the final nail in the coffin of who this man is playing, that this is definitely who he is that this person was said to be in the show. It was said in December 8th, 2020 that this person would be in the show. And the character breakdown they gave for him was this: the commander and longest serving member of the King's Guard, who still remembers the storied 7 Knights, a once powerful knight and a successful military background, so a man with presence and stature, given the responsibility to the king to watch over and guard the princess. In the current regime, where widespread peace has led to complacency and indulgence, he feels somewhat lost and doesn't have a purpose. So I think it's pretty clear that this is who he's playing. He's a very loyal knight and now just a glorified bodyguard, kind of like what Jaime Lannister almost became and what he was mad about, right? So basically that's what it's going to be. I think the dragon is out of the bag, right? This has to be it. I can't see it being anybody else. I'll be back with more House of the Dragon videos. Gonna do full character breakdowns. Again, I'm nervous about doing them because I don't want to spoil things for people who haven't seen the show. But in case you don't care or you just want to see them, I'll be making those videos. And also join me every Wednesday. With Bridge 4 and Fill the Issues Guy, we do a What If series live stream, covering every aspect in the A Song of Ice and Fire universe, whether it's Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, or Dunk and Egg. I think our first video was What If the Red Wedding Never Happened. Our next one that we're doing this week on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time will be What If Khal Drogo Lived. I'll go through every scenario that we can think of what would have happened if this man didn't pass away at the time that he did. It's truly a great time and a lot of fun, and we take a lot of your suggestions in the comment section, so make sure you're there. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and also subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.